Find the vertex and intercepts of f of x equals negative 3x squared minus 8x plus 2. Okay, so we know that in order to find the vertex, we need to use this formula, negative b over 2a. All right, so first let's just write down what a and b and c are. Okay, so a is equal to negative 3, b is equal to negative 8, and c is equal to 2. So now we should be able to plug these guys in, right? So negative of negative 8 over 2 times negative 3. So in this case, the negative and negative cancels out. We get 8 over negative 6. We can reduce that and bring the negative out front, so we get negative 4 over 3. This is the x-coordinate of the vertex. Right? So to find the y-coordinate of the vertex, we need to plug in this value of negative 4/3 back into the function. Okay? So we get negative 3 times negative 4/3 squared minus 8 times negative 4/3 plus 2. And then we want to work all this out. Now we do have fractions, so you got to be very careful with this. Okay. By the order of operations, we do the negative 4/3 first, right? That becomes 16 over 9. We can go ahead and distribute this out, right? We get plus 32 over 3 plus 2. Now you notice here that the 3 will cancel out or reduce with the 9, so we get negative 16 over 3 plus 32 over 3, and since these have a denominator of 3, I'll just change the 2, right? So 2 over 1, which becomes 6 over 3, and now I should be able to add these guys together, right? So negative 16 plus 32 is positive 16, plus 6 to give us 22 over 3, and that is going to be our vertex, right? It's going to be negative 4/3 comma 22 over 3. And we know that this is going to be the vertex, right? The vertex is going to be in quadrant 2. Okay? But if you take a look at it, right? I'll draw this a little bit smaller here because I'm going to need the space here. But we notice that, okay, this parabola is going to have a vertex up here somewhere. Okay? Up here in quadrant 2, right? Negative 4 over 3. 22 over 3, which is a little bit more than 7. But look at the value of a, right? The value of a is negative. So what does that tell us about this parabola? How does it open? Right? It's going to open down. Okay. So the y-intercept we can see, right? The y-intercept is going to be at 2. But what about the x-intercepts? How do we find that, right? So to find the x-intercepts, we simply set the function equal to 0 and solve this. Right, now, unfortunately, this is not factorable, so we're going to have to use a quadratic formula, right? So x is going to equal negative b, so the negative of negative 8 plus or minus the square root of negative 8 squared minus 4ac, so minus 4 times negative 3 times 2 all over 2 times negative 3, right? And then we should be able to reduce this guy and then get our final answer, okay? So let's take a look here. I'm just going to write it on the bottom, right? So we get 8 plus or minus the square root of. Now in this case, right, we'll just try to do this at one time. Right here we get 64. And 4 times 3 times 2 is 24, but that should be a plus, right? Because the signs change. So we get 8 plus or minus the square root of 88 all over negative 6. Okay? And what happens finally? Right, well, we can reduce the 88 into 4 times 22, okay? And that 4 will come out, so we get 8 plus or minus 2 rad 22 all over negative 6, okay? Now, we can split this up here, okay? But technically, this is going to be the final answer. Okay, so what have we determined? We've determined the vertex here, okay, which is a fraction, negative 4/3, comma 22/3. We have the y-intercept, which is 0, comma 2. And these two values, which are the x-intercepts, okay?